Welcome back to the Bobby Dupre Show, the second half, and of course my sidekick, Andrew Guitros.
Good morning.
I did a little bit of basketball
Look how
dribbling.
good you look.
Got a little exercise there.
You wanted the Harlem Globetrotters? Is that what you are today?
The Elks puts on an annual event.
Right.
And I think you have the information.
They call it the
on
Hoop Shoot Contest. They try to get local kids, I think anywhere from about 8 years old to 13 years old to participate. They did it over at Westminster this past year. And we want to congratulate.
I'm going to keep this ball.
You look good with it.
Yeah, I look, not only that, but I've got some footballs that were signed by Coach Bobby Bowden and Coach, what was the big
Lou
coach?
Holtz?
No. Over in, he coached the 49ers.
Bill Walsh.
Bill Walsh.
He had gone to Stanford at the time. You were
No.
Well,
that's
what he was
correct.
recruiting for.
That's right. And he signed me a football. I have both of those, and I never did put them in the case. That's a shame. Maybe this will make, this is colorful, beautiful.
Red, white, and blue. And of course, the Elks always help promote physical fitness and patriotic things. I want to congratulate the winners. The 3 first-place girls in the 3 age classes are Mary Leday from Grand Prairie Elementary, Kimia Manuel from Plaisance Elementary, and Alexia Rubin from Plaisance. And the 3 boys are Marvion Young from Park Vista, Devin Nichols from South Street Elementary, and Taylor Plum from Leonville Elementary. And we got all these nice notes from the guy who heads up the committee, has done it for years and years, even had to miss retreat one year to run the project, Dr. Kenneth LaFleur, an expert basketball, famous basketball player from the Lawtell area himself. Good morning, Doc.
Talking about famous, I saw the guy. You know, there's a lot of your friends over the years that have a big smile. No matter when you see them, they're smiling, it looks like. And one of them is Jimmy Davis. Jimmy worked with the Opelousas Housing Authority for many, many years. He's now retired. I was walking into John S. Dowling, the CPA firm that takes care of my taxes right now. By the way, it's time for your taxes, don't forget. And we talked and reminisced a little bit. He is now retired. He does some traveling, looks great. And it reminded me, and I reminded him of when I really first got to knowing him well, was way back when Dupre Carrier Callahan, I think back then, I don't think we had brought in Joe Fred even at that time. We sponsored a softball team, and he was a member of the Green Machine, and if I'm not mistaken, they were from Freelo Cove. And Kelly always liked the guys on she liked Jimmy. I'll never forgot that. She and Jimmy, that big smile, and of course Kelly's got a good smile.
She was go cheer for him.
She was probably 5 or 6 years old back in those days. That's how far back it is. Not that you're very old now, baby. Don't get upset with Daddy. But anyhow, then one other thing.
An obituary.
An obituary. Last week, David Jones of the Monkees died. He was 66 years old. And it reminded me, when I saw him, it reminded me of the trip that Benny Desertel and I had taken over to Ocala. We were selling some thoroughbred horses over there, the big sale they have over there annually. And we went into some place to have dinner one night, and who did he recognize but David Cassidy.
Who lived in Florida, liked Davy Jones.
Yeah, and he was with the Partridge Family on TV.
They were 2 the girls liked him. They're both good-looking young men. So the girls were crazy about him.
Benny wasn't supposed to like him?
Well, I guess it's okay.
Oh, it's okay for the men to like him, too.
Well, why not?
But anyhow, and I kidded Benny about that. He said, boy, you got a good memory. He said, you remember that? I said, yeah, I took a picture with him. Anyhow, we have a good time no matter where we go, when we went. If it's today, we have a good time, and we try to find some good things wherever we go, right?
That's right. Show this picture. We're going to try to make a good thing out of a bad thing. You know, they had a rain out on the night on the town where the kids were going to get together and do the thing where they recognize the homeless and sleep out at the stadium in cardboard boxes, generate money for the homeless. The event got rained out, but they got 1,000 T-shirts, the Lighthouse Mission. They had 1,000 T-shirts supposed to all go to these kids that didn't get to come. Nobody's going to be there. If you can give a $10 contribution to the Lighthouse Mission, you can get a free T-shirt. If you can give a $100 contribution, you can get 10 free T-shirts. Help out the Lighthouse Mission. Give Mr. Mike over there, Mike Fontenot, a call. And I know I got his phone number on here.
Get a check from me before we leave, and you're going to go get my T-shirts?
You got it.
Extra large.
Extra large. 351-7851. They got them from T-Tiny all the way to full-grown man. Not Hello Kitty size, full-grown man size.
Okay, Mark, would you put the Dupre Logistics ad on for me, please? There it is right there. I talked about recently about Dupre Logistics needing some good, qualified truck drivers. And look at what they say: most comprehensive, innovative pay package in the chemical driving industry. $73,000 to $77,000 is an average annual pay. Dedicated and regional runs. $2,500 sign-on bonus. Can you imagine? Hourly pay from day one, paid overtime after 40, guaranteed weekly pay, per diem, bonuses, great benefits.
Go to DupreLogistics.com for more info.
That's correct. And they've just recently opened a large area facility for Shell Oil in South Texas. You could probably go there on a shift, so many days on and so many days off. I don't know the details, but they're right in Lafayette at 800-366-4910.
And you're hearing all about this shale oil. They're one of the few companies around this area that transports shale oil products. You know, they don't have pipelines yet to all those places, so they're trucking the oil out.
That's what they're doing down in South Texas.
They are going around and hauling the products out of those fields. Tonight is Thursday, March 15th at 5:30 p.m. over at Our Lady of Mercy Church Hall. They'll have a St. Joseph's altar, and then on Friday morning at 8 a.m. there'll be a mass and a tupa. If you're Italian, you know what that means, tupa. You can go by if you want to get a candle or anything. You want to go by, get more info, call Miss Priscilla at 942-4174. Miss Priscilla Stanberry. I'll see you tomorrow night. Tonight, Thursday night. Not tomorrow night.
I have a couple more obituaries.
Go ahead.
One is a first cousin of mine, Larry Dupre. Larry was born like I was over in Play Zones, but he's lived in the Ville Platte area now for quite a number of years. The funeral will take place Thursday, March 15th at the Sacred Heart Catholic Church in Ville Platte at 1:30 p.m. The burial will take place at the Sacred Heart Cemetery in Prairie Ronde. Daddy had a place there from the family going way back. Larry leaves behind 7 loving children, and of course a brother, Gus Dupre, the pool shop man. You know, I know you know Gus, and also 2 sisters, Jackie Fontenot and her husband Uriel, living in Ville Platte, and then Bonita Parks, we call her Bonnie Parks, and her husband George here in Opelousas. Bonnie thought about calling me yesterday, and you ran this copy off of the obituary. The body is resting at Ardwan's Funeral Home in Ville Platte, Louisiana. And of course, you can visit with the family today, starting at 12 p.m. Wednesday, all the way to 8 p.m. that night, because you're going to miss this, because this is going to come on the air on Thursday morning, but it will remind them about the funeral taking place.
Show some photos. I got to get some photos.
Hadn't seen my cousin Larry in a long time.
How about this photo of some good-looking pork steaks? And the reason why I'm showing them good-looking pork steaks is because they come from Mr. Benny's Supermarket right in downtown Opelousas. Now, I don't know if y'all like a good pork steak on the grill. You know, maybe y'all don't like that kind of thing, but I can tell you, if you like a good pork steak on the grill, none finer than Mr. Benny's. They cut them well, come out great. You can tell them as thick as you want. If you want them thinner, you can cut them thinner.
These are 3/4 inch, and they were seasoned and everything. They just, all we had to do was put them on the grill.
What? Very, very good. And of course, if you need any other food while you're there, they'll do anything in the deli. They'll put together rice dressing and your potato salads, get your drinks, get your adult libations there as well.
Everything. All
there at Mr. Benny's. They got little Benny's Sports Shack, and they got Miss Mary's Gift Shop there as well at Benny's Supermarket in downtown Opelousas. And of course, our chef for the day, Bob Carey with C&C Chemical. Boy, that's a chef. Look at him, not a hair out of place.
Then he had
while
2
he's
assistants. He had Lionel. I don't think we have a picture of Lionel
we'll
cooking.
Get to Lionel
and
in a second,
then
too.
I was assisting on the small pit there.
There you go.
We had fun. It was really a fun evening. That was held last Thursday afternoon.
And one of my cousins was there, Mr. John Smith from
the
Church
center,
Point.
in the center.
One of my grandmother's cousins, the Smiths from Church Point. And I found out he's good close friends of my uncle Johnny Stanford from the Church Point area as well, and would come down to my grandfather Tomas in Port Barry for years. So good morning.
And the cowboy is Mr. A.J. Critter. He goes by the nickname of Jay. And of course, he's a police juror in Acadia Parish, and he's also the general manager of the Evangeline Downs Training Center, which is where the former Evangeline Downs used to be located in Carencro, Louisiana. And
there's Pierre
Mistro talking to our friends from Church Point.
And there's Big D over there, political guru, I guess, with Congressman Bostani's office.
Yep, and Big G, the portable toilets.
Right.
Big G's,
Yeah.
that's his.
him
That's
too?
his company,
Really?
you bet.
And there's Lionel Malonzo, we were just talking about it a minute ago, sitting right there in the back with his Saints cap on.
And look at Pierre. Boy, is he
he's
talking away.
Look upon how pretty it was,
Yep.
right at dusk.
Right at dusk.
And there are 4 Bobby Roberts, I guess is what you call him.
That's correct, because Robert Nellens, he still goes by Robert. He doesn't go by the nickname.
Church Point area, you might know him as the man with the lighthouse when you go into Church Point.
Go right in before you get to the curve where the old canal refinery was located. He's got a beautiful lighthouse there and a camp there, and he invited all of us all the time. So Bob Carey and I decided it was our turn to cook and invite the list of friends that he normally invites. And of course, next to Robert's all the way on the left, is Bobby Duhon, and that's little Bobby. And then Big Bobby is next to him with the colorful shirt on. And then medium-sized Bobby is next to Bobby Duhon. So anyhow, we had a real good evening. Beautiful weather, and
crowd.
Gave a little talk. And it
Wayne
was all because of Mr. Robert Nellam's generosity, along with about 6 or 8 of his friends that help him every time.
Mr. Wayne Ordwine there on the left, a re-elected police juror, and I see Ray Bellow there in the background.
Parish
Bill
councilman, I might add. And he is the
council.
chairman of the parish council.
Yep, and we also got Mr. Nellams there, and then we've got
Stephen, is that
so.
Stephen?
No, that's not Stephen Ordwine.
No.
That's it'll come to me.
Okay.
Stephen
is in there.
We got Judge Genovese, who was given the grace there before the meal. And I see Chief Perry Gallo over to the right, David Mesh over on the left with the Sheriff's Department. There's our buddy Mr. Stephen Ortigo talking to Jim Lopez.
And
with,
David
with the
Mesh.
firm, and everybody was inside eating. Good crowd. We had a nice fun, and even had Troy Aber there checking to make sure our tax documents were all correct on anything we bought, that they were properly stamped. He runs with the liquor and tobacco.
Yes, correct. Make sure we didn't, bootleg any kind of bootleg whiskey or nothing like that.
All right, come back to us.
Troy has a tremendous personality. He is really, it made me feel good that he left Baton Rouge and a beautiful new bride. She's a doctor, you know.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. He's just he's a handyman around the house.
I bet. Well,
but he drove in and drove back. And of course, what's Alcindor, his right-hand man from Opelousas here, used to be, I guess he retired with the city police department. Oh, shoots, I know him. I call him Alcindor all the time. I can't think of his first name. But anyhow.
Not sure.
We had a blast. Thank you, Mr. Robert, for being so kind to us. And all of your good friends. And I want to thank all the people that helped me that night. And you taking the pictures.
There we go. Kessler, we'll see on the other side at 3.
All right.
All right. What else we got?
One other person that died was Mr. Donald Peppercorn, and he was 81, and of course Don and Carol Peppercorn. Don is his brother, and his son, and Carol, they members of the 3 Mile Lake Association, and they were at our meeting recently, and then
that's all you got listed, I think.
Yeah, I guess that's all that I guess I know. I know he's kin to Dale.
His brother's Dale married to Miss B.
Miss B, yeah.
That's his brother.
That's a brother, but I don't find it on here. But anyhow,
it'll be there.
That's the family. The Peppercorn, my deepest sympathies to them.
Charles and Antonia Lilly Memorial Scholarship for high school seniors here in this parish. It's a $1,000 scholarship given by the Knights of Columbus Council 1173. You have until April 30th to apply. Call Ken Thibodeau, 942-2736.
Saw a person that I had not visited with recently. We were both at the